I'm one of them guys. To be the man you gotta beat the man, and I've been going to people's hometowns, beat them. Sometimes I got robbed, sometimes I got draws. I think every draw that I have is a win. My record is deceiving. I can beat a lot of people in the world, nobody wants to give me a chance to do that. I know I would be able to do it, I'm still hungry. I still got the drive to become a world champion or fight for a title, stated cruiserweight Dhafir Smith, who talked about his career, his future plans, and much more. Check it out. PC, first and foremost, I just want to appreciate you for being a fan of my work, a fan of the website. Much respect for that. Let's jump right into sparring. You have sparred some top-notch guys. Give us some names. DS, I've been doing training camps since 2011. I was in with Andre Ward, chief sparring partner for him. He's one of the best to ever do it. I learned a lot from him and Virgil Hunter. They taught me a lot. I've been in camp with Arthur Abraham 3 or 4 times, Triple G, Lucian Butte, Adonis Stevenson, Sakio Bika, Bernard Hopkins, Steve Cunningham. The list goes on and on. PC, what were you bringing to the table like that those guys wanted you to emulate? DS, when Andre Ward fought Carl Froch, I was the chief sparring partner for him. I had that style with a good jab. Andre Ward said I had one of the best jabs he's ever seen. That's an honor coming from him. PC, you were actually Ward's 11th pro fight. When you fought him, did you sense something special? Did you feel he would turn out to be what he was? DS, yes, I did sense that. I thought he was going to take the whole Super 6 tournament and nobody believed me. He's a great fighter. He's a smart, intelligent thinker in there, and you gotta be one of the best to try to beat him. That's why he's unbeaten now. PC, your alias is No Fear. When I look at your resume, that name couldn't be a better fit for you. DS, yes sir. Brother Nazim Richardson told me, I'm the Freddie Pendleton of this era. A guy that was 14-13 and knocked out Roger Mayweather in the first round. He went to another state and got himself together and ended up winning and becoming a world champion. Brother Nazim said that I'm one of them guys that could do that, in this era. I could beat a lot of people if I'm right, in shape and got enough time. I can beat anybody in the world and be a champion one day. PC, I always tell Brother Naz that we share a boxing brain, and my first thought when you reached out is that you put me in the mind of Freddie Pendleton or Emmanuel Augustus, where you truly have to look past the record and at the fighter. So it's crazy he compared you to Pendleton. And Pendleton's moniker was Fearless, and you are No Fear, so a lot of similarities. DS, it's definitely a fair comparison. I'm one of them guys. To be the man you gotta beat the man, and I've been going to people's hometowns, beat them. Sometimes I got robbed, sometimes I got draws. I think every draw that I have is a win. My record is deceiving. I can beat a lot of people in the world, nobody wants to give me a chance to do that. I know I would be able to do it. PC, I actually looked up your draws. Larry Marks, you received a draw in his backyard of Delaware. Joe McCready, you received a draw against. He was from Massachusetts and the fight took place in Rhode Island. Undefeated Mike Paschal was in his backyard of Maryland, as well as your draw with Nick Cook, where you received a draw against him in his hometown of Indiana. I always say, a draw in a man's backyard is a win. DF, those are the type of fights that keeps me fueled. All of those guys had winning records. If you get a draw in somebody's hometown, that means you won the fight. If I had promoters or managers back me up the way they back some of these guys up, I would probably only have a couple of losses. I don't got those kind of people backing me up right now. So, me, I gotta go out there on the road and beat guys I'm not supposed to beat and become that Glenn Johnson type of road warrior, gladiator. PC, it's not just the draws, you have your fair share of split-in majority decisions, and that's usually a red flag too. DS, yes. I've beaten former world champions, former world title challengers, former undefeated guys, former Olympians and prospects. You name them and I've beat them. This game is just so messed up. They just try to take your life away from you when you're fighting your heart out. They just rob you and move on to the next fight. They just tried to do that with Julian Williams. Shout out to him, he just won his fight Saturday night, but one of the judges had that fight a draw. What are these judges looking at, PC? I don't think a lot of people truly understand what type of setback a draw or an unwarranted loss could have on your career. That flips the negotiating table of your next fight upside down in terms of money, venue and training camp time. Yes, it does. When I lost my Pennsylvania state title, they robbed me. I stopped fighting for about a year and a half because I just didn't want to do it anymore. I got my passion back, I came back and got a win, fought for a title in 2014, but then I got hurt and a lawsuit, so I couldn't fight for a while. But now I'm back. Last year, I tried to get some fights, I mean guys that were undefeated didn't even want to fight me. Prospect guys didn't even want to take a chance with me. I've been off a whole 3.5 years and y'all still don't want to take a chance with me? But I got some things lined up right now. A deal about to go through. And once that does happen I will put it out there with you specifically, PC, I appreciate that, my man. Unfortunately, we are in an era where fans aren't going to research you and break down your draws and decision losses like I did. They are going to do to BoxRec and C27, 257 and make all of their assessments of you from that record. Is that frustrating? DS, yeah, the hardcore fans that knows the boxing game knows that I've been robbed, cheated and stuff like that. But the casual boxing fans that don't know the game might say that I'm a bum, a guy that's going to come in and take losses just to get a payday. But me, I come to fight and I come to win. It's three guys in this boxing game who you can't judge them by their records. That's me, Darnell Boone and Dashin Johnson. We're guys that can beat people on any given day if they give us the chance and they don't rob us. PC, is the word journeyman offensive to you? That word is usually attached to guys who have been around, have close to a .500 record and they supposedly know their role. DS, it's not offensive to me because a guy like myself, if you look at my record and think you're going to be in an easy fight, you have another thing coming. I'm always coming to fight, I always want to come to win and I always want to put on an exciting show. I don't come to fall down. I'm not one of them kind of guys. I always want to come and win the right way. I always want to make my trainer proud. His name is Percy too. PC, you're in Philadelphia with a trainer named Percy. You gotta be talking about Percy Custis. DS, Percy Custis, yes. James Schuler's gym. PC, would you say the win over Jeff Lacey in 2010 your biggest boxing moment so far? DS, I could say that was my biggest moment so far because nobody gave me a chance. People in my gym didn't even give me a shot and I went into his hometown and beat him for the UBO international title. But I like being the underdog because after I beat you, then what are you going to say about it? Here is a guy that has all of these losses and you were supposed to beat me. You were supposed to knock me out and I end up getting the win. That tells you that I am a skilled fighter. I can fight, I just never got the fair shakes in these decisions. PC, what keeps you motivated right now to keep going? DS, I'm still hungry. I still got the drive to become a world champion or fight for a title. I won 4 belts in my career, the Pennsylvania state title, UBF All-America's champion, and ABC champion and the UBO title. But I feel as though I have enough skills to get a shot at a world title overseas somewhere and become a Rocky story. Brother Nazim always told me to stay in the gym because I could beat any of these guys out here on any given night. They just have to give me enough time to get in shape, be ready and be focused, and he said I could beat anybody out here. So, that's what pushes me at this age of 35 years old. I still think I got a whole lot left with 59 pro fights. PC, I've heard about Percy Custis for a long time. What are some of the things you have learned from him? DS, I learned a lot from Percy Custis when I started training at James Schuler's gym when I was 12 years old. He is like a father figure to me. We've won 2 titles together, the state title and the UBO title against Jeff Lacey. He's a great man, he's a motivator, he's always there for me and he changed my life around. We won 2 Benny Briscoe awards together out here in Philadelphia. We're still moving. I know that I can beat anybody if they give me the opportunity. They look at my record and think I'm a bum. I'll rather fight a guy that's 25-0, 21-5 or 24-3 or something like that instead of fighting a guy like me with all this experience. Them undefeated guys never fought nobody because as soon as they step up, they get crushed. They don't really understand the boxing game and how to move a fighter unless you understand that some of the most dangerous fighters in the world has a 21-15 type of record. PC, what's your fighting weight right now? DS, I'm working on coming down to 175, but right now I'm going to be fighting as a small cruiserweight. My first fight back will be there. I think boxing is the best sport to be in right now. There are a lot of great fights coming up. Everybody seems to be fighting the best. Nobody ducking each other. It's a lot of great fights coming up. I think boxing is the best sport to be in right now. PC, thanks for reaching out, definitely keep me in the loop and good luck to you, Dhafir. Is there anything else you would like to add? DS, shout out to FightHype.com and you Percy for letting me do this interview. You are one of the best interviewers I have ever seen. I always read your interviews and you are a good man. Follow Percy Crawford on Twitter at @FightHype.